a lot this month. Hello, welcome back to the Jen Show. Today we will be talking about the amount of books that I had read in the month of August. I feel like it's not as many books that I think that I read. Like, I think that I read more than I actually anticipated on actually reading it. If you remember the video I made the previous month of what I had planned to read in the month of August, I had very high expectations for the month of August. The amount of books that I had read in the month of August is actually 11 books. So I guess I did. Like I was saying, it felt like I read or didn't read as much as I thought I did, but it turns out I did. I managed to actually get through 11 books in the month of August. My goal, I don't know if I had said my goal already for the year of 2024. I can't believe it's already September, that we are in the month of September. It's literally 4 months left of this year. So the goal that I have for 2024 is 104 books. That's on average 8 books in a month. So if you remember, I was like a little bit behind. I slacked. Couple of reasons is one, when my car broke down, I kind of fell behind a little bit, and then getting caught back up. So as of today, September 3rd is when I'm recording this video, I'm only like 20 bucks behind. And since I read 11, and my goal was 104, that's on average 8 bucks a month. So I did read 3 extra books this month, and I think that is the amount of books that I had borrowed from the library. I did not read all of those. I did read two or three library books, and the rest mix of audiobooks, just ebooks that I have on my iPad. I don't know if you noticed like the background, or if you've seen like the last video, I did rearrange this room. Maybe I'll do that in like the update video in September that I will do at some point, either this week or next week. You will see that, and you'll get to see the pile of books that I anticipate on trying to read for the month of September. The one book that I just started actually today, I have Audible. They gave me a 3-month subscription for free to help catch up in some reading. So the one book that I do have that I've had on my shelf for like 2 years, I started that today, so I'm excited to tell you about that in the next video of hopefully the pile of books I'm trying to get through this month. At least I did read quite a bit actually. So I did, for this round, I did have all the attentions of writing everything down after each book, but I got so caught up in like reading. I was like, oh my god, there were some of them, I think I was reading a couple of sagas, like series that I started, so I was like very quick onto wanting to get to the next book. So I think I only got like 1 book written down with like something to say. Anyways, here are the 11 books that I have read. The first book that I read is the cute little book that my friend had found me at the library. The comic book, or the manga book, Cat Plus Gamer. I rate that 20 out of 10. That was the one book that, if you remember from the video I posted for August, the beginning of August, in the book haul, I was doing a challenge with my friend. I read 1 out of 3 of those books. But yeah, so this is the book, manga book. I honestly loved this little book, and I'm gonna see if there's like a second book to it and see if I can continue reading the series. It's like a cute little series of a girl who ends up getting a cat, purely coincidental. I think if I remember, she got it like somebody at her work had a kitten, and she ended up taking it home, and she plays video games. But I rate that 20 out of 10 because it was super cute. The second book that I had read, mind you, some of these are audiobooks. I do count audiobooks as a read, like as a read. But the second book that I read is called Radio Silence. And I don't think it took me very long to finish the book either. I think I finished it within like a day or two after like recheck my Goodreads. I do have Goodreads if you'd like to follow me on Goodreads, and I'll post like here or maybe like in the description. I don't know if you want to follow me there. The third book that I read is another manga book. I am going to butcher the fuck out of this because it is a Japanese book. Yokama Kadashi. I finished the first volume. I rate that 1,000,000 out of 10. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did, honestly, but an android whose owner ditched her, and now she runs like a cute little coffee shop. Yes, please. Fourth book that I had read is a book called Hopeless. I rate that 8 out of 10. Sorry, I completely forgot what that was about. But if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, Hopeless, I do rate that 8 out of 10. I'm pretty sure that was the book where this girl named Sky, she finds out that her actual name isn't Sky, and her adoptive mom is actually her aunt. She was adopted, kidnapped from her dad because her dad is a piece of shit, and then she ends up starting a new life with her aunt. There is a second book to that, and I would love to know more of that. Also because I had read 2 other books from that same series, not the second book, but I did read, it's called All Your Perfects. It's the third book out of that series, Hopeless. But instead of it about being about the girl, Sky, about this couple who has troubles in their marriage. Then at the end of the book, they end up in Italy, where the girl's friend from Hopeless, her friend happens to be in Italy, and so that's like kind of like crossover where the character's best friend happens to be like mentioned at the end of that book. That book, All Your Perfects, the third book to that series, I rate that 9 out of 10. There is a 2.5 book, like an in-between after the second book, called Finding Cinderella. Supposed to technically read it after the second book. It's a different point of view from the guy's best friend and point of view, and like it's like a side story to the main story, and I honestly rate that 6.8 out of 10. I still enjoyed the book, but it another book that I had read, I don't know, I wrote everything down and I'm reading everything out of order to kind of like keep the series. Anyways, the next book I read is called The Lords of Salem. I tried to read the physical copy of this book. If you remember, at the beginning of this year, I did have it on my shelf for a while. I tried to get into it. I think I read like 20% of the book, and I was like, ugh. Then I did get the audio version of the book and I listened to it. I did finish the book and I rate it 2 out of 10. I gave it a fair chance. I tried to read the physical copy and I did read it, listen to the audiobook, but I'm like, it wasn't like the best. I do love witchy stuff and I do love things like that department. It honestly wasn't for me. The next book that I read is called The New Couple in 5B. That honestly, it wasn't what I was expecting, but then when I was reading the book, it within like I rate that 7 out of 10 because as you go along, like I think within like the first 30%, you already know how the book is going to end. I do, but I don't like at the same time, if that makes sense. But overall, it was actually pretty good. Then the next 3 books that I had read were, considering that I did read 8 books of like nonfiction, the next 3 books I read were kind of like self-help books. Unfuck Your Anger, which, yeah, so Unfuck Your Anger, Unfuck Your Brain, and Stuffology 101. All of those books I rate 16 out of 10. Those were kind of like, I still want to read a book, but I also need to like, you know, take a break from like Storyland and just, I love reading self-help books to kind of learn about myself, my body, how everything works, how the world works in general. Those are always like, it's always nice to read a self-help book every once in a while. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video. I promise I am trying to post ideally a minimum of 4 videos a month. My goal is to keep consistently posting 3 times a week. I took like a 2-week hiatus for whatever fucking reason. I got no reason. I think part of it was I got so caught up in painting this and reading so much, I just kind of like forgot to post and make a video. Anyways, don't forget, I do have a Patreon if you would love to join me there. I do have a book club since this video is about books. I have a book club tier if you would love to join me in doing a book club with me. I honestly would love that. I love book clubs. I love the idea of book clubs, and it'd be nice to do a book club with you. So please check that out, and don't forget that I do have Instagram, and subscribe here. If you are new, hit the like button, hit the bell so then you can be the first to know when I have posted something. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye!